Once upon a time in a land not so far away, there was a big, spooky mansion that was rumored to be haunted. One day, a group of brave minions set off to explore the abandoned mansion. What they didn't know was that they were in for a night full of surprises, screams, and maybe even a ghost or two. The minions were excited to go on this secret mission, but as soon as they got close to the house, they started to get a little scared. They looked at each other and then back at the house. Taking a deep breath, Kevin, the biggest and bravest minion, knocked on the door. He was determined to make this the best Halloween ever. When the door creaked open, the minions gasped. Cobwebs hung from the ceiling and it was pitch black inside. As they stepped inside, they heard chains dragging metal moans. Then suddenly, a ghost wearing a white sheet flew past them, saying, "Boo!" The minions screamed and ran into a room. It was filled with old furniture and boxes. "I told you this house was haunted," Stuart said. Hiding behind a big armchair, Bob wasn't scared at all. He was busy looking around. He walked over to a rocking chair and gave it a push. It started to rock back and forth slowly. Just then, a disembodied voice said, "Who's there?" Bob jumped out of his overalls and hid behind Kevin. As the minions were trying to figure out where the voice came from, they heard footsteps. Heavy footsteps. They looked under a table and saw a floorboard. Then suddenly, it broke and a skeleton fell right on top of Stuart. He screamed like a little girl, but when the skeleton started dancing, he joined in. It turned out to be just a friendly ghost who wanted to have some fun. He showed them how to dance the skeleton dance and even taught them some spooky sound effects. After the dance, Bob got curious again. He walked over to a painting on the wall. It was a beautiful picture of a family who had lived in the house many years ago. But something didn't seem right. The more he looked, the more he realized that the family in the painting seemed to be missing one very important thing: their heads. As the minions continued to explore, they found an old journal in the library. They looked through the pages, and with the help of some very basic minion language skills, they learned that the family in the painting had mysteriously vanished without a trace. They also found some old photographs of them and saw that they looked a lot like the minions. Could they be related? The minions were determined to find out what had happened to them. In the attic, they found an old trunk filled with costumes. They put them on and pretended to be the family. They put on a play, acting out what they thought might have happened to them. They made up songs and danced around the room. And for a moment, they forgot that they were in a haunted house. But as the night went on, things started to get a little creepy again. The friendly ghost appeared and told them that the family hadn't vanished. Instead, they had turned into ghosts and were now haunting the house. He said that if the minions wanted to join them, all they had to do was say the magic words, "We're here to haunt." So they did. And just like that, the minions became ghosts. They flew around the house, saying boo to anyone who dared to enter. They played spooky games and had a blast. It turned out that being a ghost wasn't so bad. After a while, the minions got tired of haunting and wanted to go home. They said their goodbyes to the ghost family and promised to visit them again soon. As they walked away from the haunted house, they realized that it wasn't so scary after all. It was just an old house with a few friendly ghosts who needed someone to play with. And so that was the end of the minions' spooky adventure. Or was it? Just as they were about to go to sleep, they heard a knock at their bedroom window. They looked out and saw a ghostly figure waving at them. It was the ghost family, and they were inviting the minions back to the house for another night of fun and games. The minions cheered and raced back to the haunted house, eager to continue their spooky adventure.